4 months ago, we bought our Nordhavn 57 in Homer, Alaska. We've spent the last 4 months having work done and then bringing Noeta down the west coast of the U.S. It was now time for our final passage of this journey. After a smooth check-in process into Mexico in Ensenada, it was time to head out. The plan was to cruise 980 nautical miles, 5 days non-stop from Ensenada to La Cruz de Huanacaxtle, which is near Puerto Vallarta. Check out how it went. Welcome aboard. We are Alexa, Pat, and Gilligan the Fat Boat Cat. Follow us as we live aboard and cruise the U.S. and Mexico on our 57-foot Nordhavn Noeta with no ETA. It is 6:43. We've just left the dock in the morning, if you can't tell. Well, actually, I look the same anyway. So, of course, we're leaving nice and early, hoping to beat traffic out, and then the cruise ship just decided to come in. So now we're in the same channel. Well, we're going to decide where we need to be out of his way, but he wants to dock just right over here, and we want to go that way, so see, maybe we'll call him on the radio, but yeah, we're going to just play a little bit of chicken with a Princess Carnival something or other. Stay out of his way. See if I can get this guy to wave at me. I'm just gonna see if I can get him to wave at me. I did. Alright, passed the first hazard without issue, and now it's 6:47, so that wasn't a big deal. But the goal now is to head south. It'll be nearly 5 days, and if we don't have to stop, then that's the plan, is not to stop. If it gets uncomfortable or if we get too fatigued, there's a couple spots along the way we can stop. So ideally, the next tie-up is in La Cruz de Huanacaxtle, which is just north of Puerto Vallarta. Finally. Okay.
Rolling. This unshowered. This is the real Noeta.
Okay, well, I tried to shower, but the water pump wasn't on, and it was really cold. It was like 40-something in Ensenada.
43 this morning.
It said just keep going south. It's too cold. So the engine system is going to heat up the water, and I will be taking a shower shortly. But it is now 7:52. We left at 6:40-something.
About 6:45.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just rounded the corner. It's actually really beautiful and rocky, and the corner out of Ensenada. So we are now heading south, pretty much.
We are back in the Pacific, yeah.
Back in the Pacific Ocean. So,
yeah.
The plan.
The plan is to go nonstop. It's about 4 days, 15 hours, 15 to 20 hours, something like that.
Yeah, we've taken a bet. We'll let you know who won as to what time we'll be getting there on what day. But
pulling into La Cruz at midnight or something like that, we don't have any apprehension, because it's kind of our home marina, so we're very familiar with it.
Yeah, most places you wouldn't want to pull in the middle of the night, but La Cruz, that's fine for us. We could probably even go to our dock if we wanted to in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But so the plan is nonstop. There are stops we can make: Mag Bay, Turtle Bay, San Benito Island,
Cedros Island. There's a good spot. There's several spots we can duck into.
Yeah, if we need to, if the sea state gets uncomfortable. We don't anticipate any bad weather.
Cedros is going to be probably the spot.
Yeah, Cedros kind of sticks out a little bit, like the elbow of the Baja, and it's about halfway down.
Yeah.
And so we'll be hitting that early or mid-morning. So hopefully winds are calm there. And then
once we get through there, we should be fine. We'll have to, when we get down to the bottom of the Baja around Cabo, we'll start watching to see if there's a norther blowing, like down the Sea of Cortez. You get these big winds.
Yeah.
So I'll have to see keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
But
we don't need any fuel stops. It'll take a little less than 600 gallons probably to get there. We hold 2,000 and we're pretty full right now, so we don't have to stop if we don't want to. And yeah, other than that, what did we say, 960 miles?
it's about 960, 980, something like
Okay.
that. Kind of depends. There's some, like, haven't quite decided which side of the Tres Marias we're going to go on, north side or south side. That'll depend on what is happening in Baja and below us in the ocean. So
Otherwise, I anticipate a lot of snacks and a lot of audiobooks and a lot of engine room checks, transferring of fuel, stupid jokes. We'll see.
no.
None of those. Anyway, so hopefully any future updates will be really boring on this one. So here we go.
Here we go.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. It's been about 26 hours since we left Ensenada. Haven't seen a whole lot. Have you seen much out there?
Passed one boat.
I didn't pass a single boat. Yeah, it's been pretty quiet. So we are currently, is this Cedros Island?
This is Cedros.
Okay, so we are ducking in behind Cedros Island. It was an option to go on the outside of it too. Last night the sea state picked up quite a bit. I mean, it was like, not totally, you had to have two hands on the boat, but maybe 1.5 at all times. So we're gonna tuck in just because it'll settle down a little behind this island, and then the track will show us kind of spitting back out into the Pacific Ocean.
And around the point.
Around the point.
The elbow of Baja, or I don't know what you call it.
That's what we've been calling
Yeah.
it, is the elbow. I'm not sure if it is, but it seems to me it's about halfway down the Baja, almost. Once we get to the other side, I think it will be. And this is the area where not anxious, but just we've been keeping an eye on for weather, because it's where winds could typically pick up and the sea state would pick
And
typically.
they did last night, midnight till sunrise. It was 15 to 20, 7 to 9 foot seas.
What were the winds?
About 15 to 20.
15 to 20. I thought you were saying the seas were 15 to 20. No. I'm like, bigger than I thought. Yeah, so we've not been doing much. We played some cards. I won one, you won one. So we'll have to continue that tournament. And otherwise, we're listening to audiobooks.
Kind of lazy.
It's
really.
pretty, we're not doing a whole lot. So kind of tucking in behind this island has given us a little fun to navigate. So
A little respite from the sea state too.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can find a little more current in our favor again.
yeah, we were early on going 9, sometimes 10 knots, just flying, and then late at night we were down like at 7.5. It was very disappointing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, a lot of that's the sea state
Right.
was just beating us up.
right. So we'll see. We'll get around this corner, and but I guess it's good that the update's boring right now.
Boring is good.
Boring is
Boring
good.
is always good.
Okay, so first entertainment of the trip. We're, 30-something hours in. And Pat just went to go rev up the RPMs, so bring our throttle up a little bit more, or speed up a little more after coming through a passage. And we got an alarm up here. Had to figure out then what it was. I remember, still new to us both. Figured out on this gauge that we had an error where it said BST press, P-R-E-S. We don't know what that is. So we Google and we start looking up, probably something with pressure, but we checked oil pressure, fuel pressure, those were all fine. We're Googling John Deere 6125 BST press, couldn't find anything. So we contacted our local expert, Bob Center, known as Lugger Bob. He was on our boat last week, as it turns out, and is an expert. If you don't know him, you should. Anyway, we said, what is it? Got back to us in minutes, and it's a boost pressure sensor. And so gave us some suggestion, go unplug it, plug it, check for corrosion, clean it with battery cleaner if you need to. You can keep running the engine, unplugging it and plugging it, and so that's where we're at. So we'll see where it goes. Pat's in the engine room.
Did you get an alarm?
Oh, Pat just got here. No, I did not get an alarm. Not yet. Oops, sorry. So no alarm. RPMs are back up. You gonna go a little more? Tricky part is we're right next to Turtle Bay, so if it is gonna be an issue, this is where we want to go in, drop anchor, and sort it out. Bob seems to think maybe it's just a nuisance alarm now, maybe, but trying to duplicate it. Now we can't duplicate the alarm, so stand by. First excitement of the trip, hopefully the last. Okay, so what's kind of fun is Pat's iPad is up here, and he's in the engine room on his phone texting with Bob, so I can see everything they're talking about. It's all about this boost sensor. Anyway, Pat found it. That's what it looks like. I'll put it up. He did spray it, cleaned it. Bob says it's probably not going to be a big deal. Just a nuisance. Said unplug it, plug it back a few times. They're old, nasty connections. Its resistor then fakes the signal to the ECU when a boost pressure sensor isn't actually installed. Says that luggers don't use one either, purely for entertainment value. So said there's no risk of fire or smoke or anything. Pat cycled it several times, cleaned it, and Bob asked, is it magically cured now? It appears to be. For about the last 15 minutes, we've been running at 1400 RPMs, 8.2 knots. Yeah, and then Bob sent some links so that we can better understand what it is and what it does. And then, yeah, he sent us the link to download it. It's worth its weight in $1,000 bills, he says. So we have some reading material, but it's nice to be able to follow along what they're talking about. So I know that we're definitely not gonna, I don't think we're gonna turn to Turtle Bay. If it alarms again, we'll bring the RPMs back again, but so far, we can't duplicate it. So I'm hoping a connector issue. Anyway, sun's gonna go down in probably about an hour. So yeah, we didn't need the excitement. Remember, boring is good.
It is so sunny. Oh, there's a piano bar over there. Weird.
Weird place for a piano.
Yeah. Hey guys.
Hey, it's day 3?
I don't know. 3.
We're day 3 update. Hard to keep track. Yeah.
It's beautiful, 72, 9-knot wind on the stern.
It's nice out here.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's got to be 70s?
72.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know, hold on. It's 72.
Okay. So because we said boring is good last time, we had a little more excitement this time. I gave the rundown of the alarm and this BST pressure thing and Bob Lugger stepping in. So the conclusion on that?
Lots of time in the engine room. The engine ran the whole time. Didn't miss a beat. With Bob's help, he's John Deere, genius, we figured out that the alarm was just a transient weird alarm for a system or a sensor that this engine does not have. It's a sensor that they put on trucks and tractors. So the plug, you'll insert a picture of the plug.
I'll put a picture of the plug right here.
It's got a jumper on it, so it's bypassed that. So I just went down and sprayed contact cleaner in there, and haven't had anything since.
And
yeah, the engine didn't miss a beat.
RPMs are up, so it's
yeah.
a just for fun part, apparently.
Just for fun.
Extra.
Well, and the lugger, the actual lugger version of the same engine, they don't even have that bypass. They completely removed it. So
yes.
That would have been nice to know.
Yeah. So solved, thanks to Bob. And then we also have kind of been playing with this idea we might have a water leak.
Not playing with.
Well, we kind of over the last month, and we thought we found it and got it figured out. And then now we seem to be losing lots of water.
We're losing water and the pump's cycling a lot. Now I know the pump, it's a Paragon pump. It's really nice, but the seal on it there's a small leak. And it's only when it's running, you can see it just a little bit of water coming out of it. It's not enough of a leak for what we're losing. So while that is a leak, it's not a problem.
It's somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're down to like 3/4 of a tank. It's a huge tank. I mean, it holds.
Yeah, we just don't run the pump,
Let's-
pressurize the system until we need to take showers or make coffee or do something. So,
Yeah. So we'll be fine, and we have jugs of water if some reason it all starts going. But at this point, we have 2 days, a day and a half-ish left, right? 2 days left.
2 days, 16 hours,
Oh, okay.
plus or minus, you know.
So we should be
it,
fine.
It could even say up to 4 days. It's
Well, the reader kind of when you're going up and you're going slower up a swell, it's like, oh, now it'll take you 4 days, and then you come back down. And,
You're going to be there tomorrow.
at 2 knots. And so, but we're still. 25th, like 11 at night, maybe or
Yeah.
so is kind of where we're probably going to end up in the cruise. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
And again, because we spent so much time there the last 6 years, we have no problem pulling in the middle of the night there.
Yeah.
So, provided we get a slip. If not, I don't know, anchor in Putamita or in the Anchorage or
there's an
something.
Anchorage.
So
Yeah.
figure
We'll
that
see.
out.
So that's today's update. We're going to go back to boring is good, I hope. So, and I
Knock on
think
wood.
this is kind of the sea state we're expecting. We'll be at Cabo in the morning, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna go by Mag Bay about lunchtime, and another night, and we'll be rounding Cabo mid-morning.
Sure.
I think something
Sounds
like
good to
that.
me.
So,
All right.
Yeah.
That's today's update.
bye.
Bye. Kitty.